actual start the actual recording and actual broadcasting, um, like right before our intro, or did he say I'm not going to tell you any different than what he's told you? Beginning of Murphy. Okay. I don't even know why I came up here. Hey. Oh, sorry. Interview. It's a pretty, must be a radio interview. Right, right. He's talking to Tom Blanco. Good to go? I guess. Is it 650? Let's do it.
We're back on Murphy's Matchups, and here he is, the guru of Tennessee high school football, Murphy Fair.
Thank you, Keith. Despite the fact that we're playing in week 0, some outstanding football games across the state involving AA and single A teams in this first week of the 2012 season. We'll start in East Tennessee with AA teams. Morristown East, the Hurricanes hosting Fulton's Falcons out of Knoxville. It's gotten to be kind of a regular event with Fulton traveling up to Morristown to start the season. I think the Hurricanes of Morristown East come away with the win in this one. Cherokee, with an outstanding quarterback this year, will host West Green. I think the 5A Cherokee team beats West Green, a 3A squad. CAK, the defending 3A state champion, travels to Clinton to take on 5A Anderson County. I think CAK, with a great passing game, comes away with a winner in that one. Franklin County should beat Chattanooga Howard. I like Happy Valley, a team from Elizabethton, to beat Sullivan Central. Look for South Green to beat Unicoi County. Kingston entertaining Oliver Springs in Coach Blair Harrison's coaching debut in Tennessee. The former Webb Spartan now leading that Kingston team, and they should win over Oliver Springs. Cumberland Gap over Wartburg Central. I like Knoxville Grace over Carter. Gibbs should beat Scott. Look for Cofield to top Pigeon Forge. Rockwood, a very good Class A team, should top Sequoia. Look for Sweetwater to beat Tellico Plains. Two new coaches at those schools. John Mullinex returning to Tennessee after a stint in Georgia, now the head coach at Tellico Plains. I look for Upperman to beat Meigs County. East Hamilton should knock off Signal Mountain in a real thriller down there in Hamilton County. I like East Ridge over Walker Valley. Sequatchie County should beat the Dragons of York Institute in Jamestown. Look for Marion County to beat Grundy, a backyard brawl there. Coach Mac McCurry's debut in Jasper after coaching in Mississippi for a while. Smith County should top the White County Warriors of Sparta. I like Dixon County over Creekwood in the Dixon County Super Bowl, if you will. Pearl Cone should beat Cane Ridge. I like Kenwood over Page High School. Whites Creek should top Rossview. Look for Glencliff to top Sycamore. Livingston Academy should beat Stone Memorial. I like Macon County over Joe Burns. Look for Westmoreland to beat Eagleville in a great battle. Camden should top Lipscomb Academy, a Saturday night shootout, if you will, just west of the river there in Camden. Fairview should top Cheatham County, two extremely good 3A teams there in Middle Tennessee, but I think Fairview the winner this time in what should be an outstanding game to watch. Hickman County over Waverly, and I like Summit over Clarksville Northwest. Now we head west of the river in AA. Covington over Bolton. Look for Milan to beat Peabody and Coach Joe Gaddis's return to West Tennessee. He's leading that Golden Tide squad, but a little too much on the other side of the line of scrimmage with Milan's Bulldogs. Dyersburg should beat Fayette Ware. I like Westview over Dresden. South Gibson should beat West Carroll. Look for Union City to top Obion County in the Obion County Super Bowl. Jackson Central Mary over Haywood, and Mitchell should top Westwood. We return to East Tennessee now for Class A action. This ought to be a dandy game. Oneida's Indians playing host to the Cherokees of Greenback High School. Two excellent teams, I think, that will still be playing deep into November. Oneida at the 2A level, Greenback at 1A. I think Oneida takes the win in this one. Look for North Green, Josh Eden's club to top Tri-Cities Christian. I like Chucky Doak over Unaka. Lookout Valley should beat Midway. Jackson County, a team in Gainsboro that's done very well in the last couple of years, should top Sunbright. I like Hancock County over Oakdale. Look for Boyd Buchanan to have a great season, starting off with a win over Chattanooga Christian. I like Notre Dame to beat Chattanooga Grace, and if this game's anything like last year's Notre Dame 61-48 shootout win, it ought to be another dandy. Clay County should beat Silverdale Baptist Academy of Chattanooga, and I like Whitwell over Copper Basin. In Middle Tennessee with single A or double A teams, I like Good Pasture over CPA. CPA won both games over the Cougars last year, but I think Good Pasture could be a team to go 4 or 5 rounds in the 3A playoffs this year. Could be a great game here with CPA. Loretta should beat East Hickman High School. I like Cannon County to get a win over Watertown. Clarksville Academy should beat Montgomery Central. Look for Harriman to top Monterey. Greenwood, Kentucky, the second time in 2 years that Trousdale County has had to travel up to Bowling Green, and I think Trousdale County loses this one to Greenwood as well. Red Bowling Springs should pick up a win over Pickett County. I like Forest over Perry County. Cascade, a team from Bell Buckle, should beat Mount Pleasant. I like Moore County over Wayne County, the defending 1A state champion, but Coach Rick Rice's team, no starters back on either side of the line of scrimmage. They've got a lot of rebuilding to do in Waynesboro. I like Nashville Christian over Middle Tennessee Christian School. White House Heritage should beat Davidson Academy. And look for Houston County to top Richland. In West Tennessee, Humboldt over Crockett County, although I think this could be a very, very close football game. I like Ripley over Memphis Northside. Gibson County should beat Halls. In another great West Tennessee game, I think Adamsville, a team to really keep an eye on in the 2A ranks this year, should beat Chester County, another rising team at 4A. This was a great one last year. Could be a 1 or 2 overtime game this year. Huntington should beat Riverside. Look for Brewston Central to beat South Fulton. Lake County, a 12-7 loser to Murray, Kentucky last year. I think the Flying Falcons from Tiptonville come away with a win in this one. And finally, Forrest.
Yes, sir.
I think Scotts Hill, a team from Henderson County, takes the measure of Fulton, Kentucky.
Hello. Mama was telling my best good friend Murphy Fair that it is a shame that some countries never seem to be winning a gold medal because, after all, when was the last Olympics?
Yes, Forrest.
That you heard the national anthem of Botswana.
We'll be back with more of Murphy's Matchups after this timeout.
So bye-bye for now.
Deciding where to attend college should not be a difficult decision. Choose a school that will provide you with one-to-one attention students deserve. Choose a school that is going to make an investment in you. Cumberland University has a reputation for unparalleled personal attention. Cumberland students take pride in the fact that their professors help them find success for life after college. Find out how Cumberland University can help you find success. Check us out online at www.cumberland.edu.
Hey, it's Charlie. Everybody knows I have Farm Bureau insurance on all my vehicles. My daddy had it on his vehicles, and so did my papa. And while I've been tremendously happy with him, I can sure understand why you wouldn't want to just take my word for it. So instead, take this guy's word for it.
In a 2012 U.S. auto insurance study by J.D. Power and Associates, Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee was given the award for the highest customer satisfaction among auto insurers in the Southeast region.
Yeah, what he said.
For J.D. Power and Associates award information, go to jdpower.com.
Yes, indeedy. And we are back on Murphy's Matchups, and we are delighted that the guru of high school football in the state of Tennessee was able to hook up for this conversation with Siegel coach Gary Wyant. And here comes the big guy now, Murphy Fair.
Even though coaches in 7 AAA have picked you all second to Riverdale, this Siegel team is pretty special, and I know you're pretty excited about the upcoming season.
Well, I think it's probably special because, we've got 31 seniors, we've got 31 character kids. Sometimes you have teams where you got seniors, and some of them are very good character kids, and some of them are a little suspect sometimes. I feel like we've got 31 kids that are all pretty good kids. They all come from good parents. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree usually. So I feel good about that probably more than anything else.
2 of the kids that you have on this year's team are getting an awful lot of ink, and that's your quarterback, Brent Stockstill, and your wide receiver, defensive back, Tay Martin. We'll start with Brent. His father's the head football coach at MTSU. A lot of colleges are looking at this young man to play quarterback for them, but he and his dad arrived at a decision several weeks, maybe even several months ago about his future at MTSU. Tell our listeners a little about that.
Back in the spring, the guy that recruited for MTSU walked in, and he was talking about who we had for the next year, and he pretty much brought up everybody that we has a possibility to possibly play on the next level on our team except for Stockstill. And I asked him, I said, well, what about Brent? He told me that him and Coach Stockstill had come to an agreement that Brent wasn't going to play and they weren't going to recruit him at MTSU. Brent wants to get away from Murfreesboro and get away from the house to go to college, and I think his dad's all for that type of experience. So
he's already gotten a couple of offers, I think, from Memphis and maybe Western Michigan and possibly some others for that matter.
Western Michigan, Memphis, Toledo, Texas Tech came in the middle of the summer and offered him. I think that's probably his biggest offer on the table right now. I'm very biased towards the young man, but I think he could play anywhere. I think he's got a good enough head on his shoulders, and I think he understands the game of football enough that that I think he could probably play just about anywhere. I know his height, and everybody's talking about his height, but I'm biased too. I think the world of the kid. I think he's the best in the state, in my opinion.
Tay Martin, his favorite receiver, and Tay excels on both sides of the ball very, very well.
Tay's an exceptional young man. He's a two-way player. So it's a little bit tougher on him. At our level, kind of the day of the Iron Man that's played both sides of the ball, and every kick team is kind of come and gone a little bit, I think. But he's a guy that does quite a bit for us. Him and Brent have an exceptional relationship in which that both those guys are on the same page. It's easy to say that they can kind of read each other's minds, and you watch them play and you watch them do some things sometimes, and you really think that. They're easy to coach, and those kinds of kids are fun to coach when they're very coachable and they understand what you're trying to get across.
One final question, and that's District 7 AAA. A lot of people refer to that as the SEC of high school football. Everybody's chasing Riverdale, but I think everybody's chasing Siegel too.
We're not proven in this district yet. We haven't done anything in this district yet to really garner the ranking that we've done. We've never finished higher than 5th in the district, including last year when we were 8-4. It's where you at or where you finish at the end of the season that matters. Like I said, we haven't done anything in this district to really garner any of that attention whatsoever. And until we get that way, I'll believe it when I see it. So,
spoken like a true coach, Greg. We appreciate your time very much. Certainly wish you and the Stars all the best this year, and I look forward to watching a couple of Seagull Star games myself.
And I'll be certain to do the same. We thank you, fellas, and we'll be right back with more of Murphy's Matchups after this time out.
Maryville to Memphis, son, you better get this. Everywhere you go, I'm gonna be there too. I'll be there in all good, Berry Hill and Brentwood. You can bet your buckle I'll be looking for you. Up in Nashville, I will find you. Down in Dixon, I'll be there. Out in Dover, pulling you over. Like your mama said, you better best beware. You better best beware, 'cause I'll be there. I'll be there.
Law enforcement is on the lookout for impaired drivers. In cities, towns, even out in the country. Booze it and lose it.
From Martin to McMinnville, Chattanooga, Churchill, Tullahoma, Trimble, and old Knoxville too. Out in Clearview, in your rear view. Let me tell you, son, I sure be looking for you. It's what I do. I'll be looking for you.
Paid for by the Governor's Highway Safety Office.
I'll be there. Beware.
Yes, indeedy. As another big weekend of high school football is upon us, it's time once again for Murphy's Matchups with the guru of high school football in Tennessee, Murphy Fair. Brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance. And now here with the AAA matchups, here's Murphy Fair. Wobar.
Thank you very much, Keith. It's hard to believe the 2012 high school football season is upon us. Nonetheless, we will begin our weekly report in AAA, starting in East Tennessee, where the Admirals of Knoxville-Farragut travel to Kingsport, taking on Dobbins-Bennett. These two teams have met to start the season quite often here the last few years. I think the Indians of Dobbins-Bennett win this one handily. Science Hill, a neighbor of Dobbins-Bennett's, takes on Greenville, the defending 4A state champion. I like Science Hill, a rapidly improving football team, to take this win over a 4A Greenville Green Devils. Sullivan South should beat Enka, North Carolina. I like Elizabethton over Daniel Boone. Look for Morristown West to do well against Harlan County, Kentucky. Tennessee High in a Thursday night game. Looks like the team from Bristol should have an easy time with Johnson County. Look for Sevier County to beat William Blount. I like Bledsoe County to top Cumberland County. Jefferson County should beat Heritage. Look for South Doyle to beat Carnes. Campbell County should beat Seymour. I like Powell over Ray County. Bearden should beat Hardin Valley. Knoxville Catholic over Knoxville Central. And in a doubleheader, Maryville should knock off Cleveland High School. Look for Knoxville West to beat Austin East. McMinn County should beat McMinn Central in the Super Bowl, if you will, of McMinn County. Bradley Central over Polk County, and Ottawa over Brainerd. Turning our attention to the mid-state now, Cookeville travels to Williamson County to take on the Bruins of Brentwood High School. Brentwood under the direction of Mark Pemberton in his first year at Brentwood. I think Brentwood has an easy time with Cookeville in that one. Shelbyville, another good team in 5A, should do well against Coffee County. I like DeKalb County over Warren County. Riverdale travels to Brighton over in West Tennessee. I think the Warriors come away with a win there. Siegel should beat Franklin. Arlington High School playing host to Oakland. Oakland coach Thomas McDaniel actually returning to his native Shelby County, but I think Arlington squeaks out a win over the Patriots. I like Independence over Blackman. Antioch should beat Laverne in a backyard brawl just outside of Nashville. Look for Columbia to beat Lawrence County. McGavock should lose to Tullahoma. I like Giles County over Lincoln County. Beach should beat Portland. Maplewood over Hunters Lane. Look for Mount Juliet to beat Lebanon. Hendersonville should beat Station Camp in a Thursday night game. I like Gallatin over Wilson Central. Clarksville, probably a loser to Fort Campbell, Kentucky, although that one could be a very closely fought battle. Springfield over Greenbrier, and I like Hillsboro over Hillwood in Nashville. Going out west, only a small handful of games involving AAA teams. West of the river, I like Henry County, the 5A defending champ, to beat Liberty Tech. Clarksville Northeast should beat Jackson Northside. I like Dyer County over Cordova. Look for Horn Lake, Mississippi, a team on the rise in the Magnolia State, to beat Munford. I like Whitehaven over Hillcrest. Memphis Central will likely beat Bartlett. I like Memphis East over Southwind. And finally, Keith, former Golden Wildcat Eddie Woods makes his debut as the head coach at Melrose High School and comes away with a win over Tresvant.
And Murphy, as the high school footballers are getting started, the NFL players are busy sharpening up their usual skills: blocking, tackling,
Yes, Keith.
and holding out for more money. Whoa, boy. We'll be back with more of Murphy's Matchups after this timeout.
A hat says a lot about a man. Who he is, what he does, what he stands for. Hey, this is Charlie. Join me as I switch out my traditional red hat with a limited edition pink hat. Farm Bureau Insurance is proud to be a statewide partner with the American Cancer Society's Making Strides Against Breast Cancer. Visit your local Farm Bureau office and get your own pink hat for a minimum donation of $5. Find an office near you at FBITN.com.
Hello, this is Bruce Daniel with Huff and Puff Trucking. When we hauled our first load of freight in 1983 with just a handful of good folks, we knew we would have to huff and puff just to make a living. But with a lot of grit and hard work, we've become a flatbed carrier that delivers freight all over the United States and Canada. We haven't lost sight of things that are important. We focus on our employees and giving back to our community. Our company is built on dedicated individuals who know Huff and Puff Trucking is not just a catchy name, but a work ethic to be proud of.
We're back on Murphy's Matchups, and our next guest is Maryville coach George Quarles, along with the guru, Murphy Fair.
We're certainly glad to have you on with us, and very impressed with 180 wins and 13 losses, a 93% winning percentage as a coach in 10 years. Coaching's got a lot to do with it, but you've got a lot of other things working for you there.
You know, at Nashville, we have a lot of great things here. First thing we got is great kids. Our kids are awesome, and they grow up in the community. They have that sense of the program and the tradition. They grow up wanting to play here, and then the next thing we have are great coaches. You know, the head coach gets way too much credit, in my opinion, because it's a true staff effort and a group effort. You know, it's certainly not just one person. You know, we're proud of the things that we've accomplished, but, you know, I think more importantly, we're just proud of the relationships that we have with our kids and, you know, and how much fun we have being around them.
Coach, in 10 years at Maryville, you've had 6 state titles. Does winning ever get commonplace?
You know, I hope not. You know, I think in a lot of ways, you know, a lot of things get taken for granted around here, and, you know, whether it's me or the fans or the kids or whatever, but, you know, I hope we realize how fortunate we are and just how blessed we are to be in a situation where we have so many things going for us, and we don't have to coach efforts. We don't have to teach them to believe that they can win. You know, those are things that are kind of built into our program right now, and you know, that gives us a big advantage on a lot of other schools.
This year you're playing a game on Sunday. I never thought I'd see that at the high school level, but a national televised game against Alcoa. How did all that come about, and how much extra work has that created for you?
Well, you know, they came to us 2 years ago wanting to televise that game and just couldn't get it worked out. We'd already committed to a local TV station, and, you know, they came to us, you know, I think around December of last year, wanting to do it on Sunday. And originally we said no. You know, we said we couldn't do it on Sunday at noon, and I think word got out a little bit. We had some churches that called us, and we called some churches, you know, just wanted their opinion, you know, on that situation, because we didn't want to do anything to interfere with people going to worship and their normal church time. And the local community, local churches have been very, very gracious and said that we needed to do this, and we needed to give this opportunity to our kids, and because it's a once-in-a-lifetime situation, more than likely. And so that's kind of how it came out. As far as the extra work, you know, I don't know how much extra work it is other than normally your Sunday, you're using it to get ready for your next opponent. So we'll be a day or two behind, our next opponent. That'll be the big problem, I think.
Maryville is now one of just a small handful of public schools that are going to be playing on artificial turf from here on out, and I know you're really excited about that. But how difficult was it to convince the powers that be that maybe that was the best route to go for Rebel football?
I wouldn't have dreamed that it would ever happen. It's something we've kind of talked about a lot for a number of years, and I kind of given up. But we had a few of the right people get behind it. One was a local school board member, Denny Garner, who just felt like we needed it, and then the school director of schools, she got behind it, and then it's gone from there, and we got it. Today, I bet we had 2 inches of rain at least this afternoon, and once the rain quit, we were able to come back out here and get some practice in. So, such an advantage. We've always got lines. We don't have to paint it. We don't have to cut it or water it or any of those things, and we're very blessed to have people that caring up about, football and athletics, who have, these great facilities.
And our thanks to George Quarles, the head coach at Maryville, for his time. And we shall be right back to wrap it up on Murphy's Matchups after this timeout.
Hello, everyone. This is Murphy Fair, Tennessee's high school football guru, to tell you about the good people who are Star Physical Therapy. I don't normally make endorsements unless I feel extremely strong about a company, but Star Physical Therapy fits that bill. Star's technicians have the most up-to-date technology and training at their disposal. They truly care about their patients and want to get them back on the field or back on the job 100% as soon as possible. And with more than 60 convenient locations in 3 states, Star Physical Therapy is convenient to just about everyone in the volunteer state. Check them out at starpt.com. You'll be glad you did.
We're back to wrap it up on Murphy's Matchups, and here's the star of the show, Murphy Fair.
Thanks, Keith. In our final segment, we take a look at Division II games and start off with a great one in Nashville. Ensworth High School, the 2-time defending Division II AA state champion, playing host to the Owls of Memphis University School. Cornelder and company, I think, does it again. I look for Ensworth to win that one over MUS. Baylor should beat Saudi Daisy down in Chattanooga. I like BGA over Smyrna. I think Father Ryan beats backyard neighbor Overton. Look for Louisville Trinity, one of the better teams out of the Bluegrass State, to beat Brentwood Academy. Coach Jerry Joslin's debut at Pope John Paul II should be a good one. I think they beat Stratford. Look for Christian Brothers to beat Wooddale. Briarcrest should beat Memphis Overton. Look for NBA to get a win over Kingsbury, another Memphis team. St. Benedict should beat McNary Central. I like DCA to beat Friendship Christian, the defending 2A state champion. Alcoa should top Webb. That's another part of that Saturday doubleheader at Alcoa High School in East Tennessee. St. George's should beat FRA. I like Columbia Academy over Ezell Harding. I think Zion Christian beats McEwen. Look for USJ to beat Jackson Southside, but in a much closer matchup than last year's 35-2 Bruin win. Jackson Christian should beat Trinity Christian. I think FACS gets by MAHS. SBEC should beat Rossville Christian. And finally, Floyd.
Yes, Murphy?
Look for Bolivar Central to beat Fayette Academy.
Woo! Big news in Mayberry, Murphy. Big news, yes. When Barney played football for the Mayberry High School team.
Yes, Floyd.
Whenever the coach would put Barney in a game, the Mayberry fans would all stand up in unison.
Yes, Floyd.
Woo! And put a brown paper bag over their heads. Good idea for the fans to do that, Barney. Good idea. Mm-hmm.
Nip it, nip it, nip it. Yes, indeedy. And that's going to do it for this week, fellas, for the Guru, Murphy Fair, and Steve Armistead. Thanks for being with us on Murphy's Matchups, brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance. We'll see you next week on Murphy's Matchups. Bye-bye.
It's going to be intercepted by the Cougars.
Snap, set.
Kick on the way.
Yes, sir.
The kick is up, and it is
Good.
From throw. But makes the catch.
Spectacular grab.
Just streaking down the football field. Around the outside 25, 20.
Inside the 5.
That's a huge play.
He's going to go. Touchdown, Cougars! The 2012 high school football season begins for Middle Tennessee Christian on the road in Nashville, taking on the Eagles of Nashville Christian School. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Alongside Jeremy Smith, I am Jay Bruner, getting set once again to call the action for you as the Cougars begin another campaign, their 8th year of high school football. And Jeremy, we're going to jump right into this pregame show and introduce our new sponsor for the year and what they are sponsoring, Absolute Restoration and the Absolute Keys to the Game. You know, if you live in Tennessee, you know the weather can be unpredictable.
Yeah.
But in those times when your home or property have been damaged by wind, water, fire, or storms, there's one team you know will be there for you. It's Absolute Restoration. And when you call them at 615-893-4343 or visit them online at absoluterestoration.com, Mike and Kyle will put over 50 years of restoration and construction experience to work and get your property and your life back to normal. In an unpredictable world, it's good to have a team you can count on, and that team is Absolute Restoration. So Jeremy Smith, the absolute keys to the game, if you would please.
Absolutely, Jay. It's good to be back for a 5th season of us broadcasting Cougar football here. Number one, head on a swivel. Obviously a new season here. Know where Philip Booker and Amaji Graves are at all times. The secondary is going to be tested well. We see that year in and year out, especially since the secondary is so young, but it has gained a little experience over last year. And they're going to go up against a great passing attack. Number two, get really mean. The Cougars have to tackle well and play with some intensity. I know we talked about it in practice. We said that one of the issues we thought they had was they didn't look mean enough. Well, maybe they can get meaner tonight. Because if the O-line can fight in the trenches and open up some running lanes, the entire offense can get rolling under new quarterback Brett Hoffbauer. Get some early rhythm, string some good plays together, and get some early first downs to get the confidence up, and you never know where it can take you.
Absolutely, and that first key, head on a swivel, and knowing where Philip Booker is. Philip Booker is number 7 for Nashville Christian, and he is a good one, folks. He is a reportedly Division I, FBS, college football prospect, And we don't know exactly who is looking at him, but that is the scuttlebutt, according to Murphy Fair, who you heard in our pregame show there. MurphyFair.com is where you need to go to find out all the news from across the state on Tennessee high school football. He is the guru. So Jeremy Smith, an overcast night here tonight, and hopefully the clouds and the weather have pushed out of the area, and we'll have a good night of high school football.
Yeah, I checked the radar a few moments ago, and we look good and clear, obviously cloud cover, but not at all a bad night for August 17th, 2012, temperature-wise.
And a great night for MTCS to begin their campaign of revenge and redemption from a year ago. 1-9 is how they finished up 2011. A lot of underclassmen. Now the same thing can be said for that this year. Still a lot of underclassmen, but the same faces with a year more experienced. And this game last year, a 38-7 win for Nashville Christian. And let's hope that the road team can triumph once again in these home-and-home series.
Absolutely. I mean, they want to get some revenge back and start off the season on a good note, 1-0, and then going into next week as they host Ezel Harding. Had an interesting quote from defensive line, offensive line coach Glenn Hollinsworth before the game that you went down and got on the matchup in the trenches here tonight. He said, they're leaner and quicker, but hopefully we're bigger and meaner, and we've got Hamrick. And in case you don't know, Bryson Hamrick, a transfer into Middle Tennessee Christian School from Siegel High School. Had to sit out last year, but he is playing this year. And, Jason, we have watched him practice, and he looks really good.
He, as a transfer from Siegel, you can definitely tell it.
Yeah.
He's been dominating his teammates in defensive and offensive line drills. Expected to line up at left guard tonight. And speaking of starting lineups, let's go ahead and jump into your offensive starters for MTCS tonight. And up front, left to right, we're going to start with Franklin Roberts, the junior. Next to him is the Hammer, Bryson Hamrick, also a junior this year. Sam Mathis, wearing number 68 tonight in white, is your starting center. Incoming freshman, right into the line. Played well enough to earn that starting center spot. 54 Kyle Howard will be taking the right guard spot in for Chris Collins. And Trey Bautista Jr. will take the right tackle spot, number 59. The backs and receivers, a lot of the same faces that we saw last year, especially in the receiver spot. All 4 receivers that saw the majority of the action last year are back again this year, Jeremy. Number 3, Oakley Starling. Number 9, Austin Melton. Number 11, Justin Wynn. Number 23, Jordan Evans. Melton, Wynn, and Evans, all sophomores. Oakley Starling is the elder statesman of this group, and he's only a junior. So all 4 of these guys will, again, be back in 2013.
Exactly.
We have a new tailback starting for the Cougars this season. Number 45, Zach Brandon, one of the 5 seniors on this team this year. And it's interesting, Jeremy, none of the starting offensive backfield players for MTCS tonight played in this game a year ago.
How crazy is that, how much 1 year can change, you know?
Yep. Last year, the quarterbacks for MTCS were Ivy Starling and Britt Roberts. Ivy Starling graduated. Britt Roberts transferred to Eagleville before the season this year and was competing for the starting quarterback job out there in Eagleville. The running backs were Stephen Brent and Dakota Vaught. Stephen Brent, again, graduated, and Dakota Vaught transferred to Cascade. So both Britt Roberts and Dakota Vaught, the Cougars will be seeing again this year. And Stephen Brent actually is here tonight in Nashville.
Yeah, we always get a lot of the Cougar alumni out for these games, and as we are only officially, or unofficially I should say, 9 minutes away from kickoff, but got to think that it might be a little delayed since neither team is on the field anywhere to be seen.
Now the captains for the Cougars are coming out from the locker rooms, making their way around the field, along with head coach Brian Stewart, entering his 2nd year in charge of the Cougar program. Brian Stewart, you'll remember, won a state title at Jackson Christian several years ago, and his quarterback for that team, Clay Fowler, is actually an assistant coach on this year's Cougar team, helping Mark Sharp coach quarterbacks.
Pretty good loyalty there to come back and help him wherever he went. Yeah, it's gonna be a different Cougar team. I mean, before you could rely on, for the last couple of years, feeding the ball to Stephen Brent, giving him the ball 20, 30 times, at time, in some games, depending on how the situation is going. It's going to be a different type of team, though. I mean, this is the first year Brent Hoffbauer has been the starting quarterback. How is he going to react to being the starting quarterback after Ivy Starling has been the starter for the last 3 years?
And speaking of Brent Hoffbauer, getting a very big ovation here as he's one of the Cougar captains coming out.
Yes, he is.
Here right in front of us. Number 4, Brent Hoffbauer. Number 54, Kyle Howard. Number 45, Zach Brandon. And wearing 58 tonight is Chris Collins. So 4 seniors are your captains tonight. The 5th senior in this year's class is number 21, Caleb Bryan, a first-year player. So we're waiting on the captains of Nashville Christian as they're getting some last-minute instructions from their head coach, Jeff Brothers, in the locker room.
And I know we were talking about Thomas Goodwin being the kicker punter, before the game, in the pregame. But I saw actually when they were out there for warm-ups, Philip Bonamy was out there kicking some extra points and field goals. So I don't know who they're going to go with. It looked like he had a pretty decent leg on him whenever he was out there a little bit ago.
Bonamy will take some kicks. They had Sam Brown, number 7, doing it. It'll be kicking by committee this year. Thomas Goodwin, another incoming freshman. But if history holds true, Jeremy, the young kickers, and they have a chance to develop, i.e. Trevor Brunsvold, in later years we could see Thomas Goodwin develop into a top-flight kicker.
Absolutely.
So a great Cougar crowd making the short trip up I-24 and out I-40 to the west end of Nashville. To Eagle Field, out here to take on the Nashville Christian School Eagles. And both sidelines full of fans.
It's week 0.
Yep. All these stats are at 0. Nobody knows what anybody's got, really.
At this point, not at all.
So this will be a game of discovery for coaches and for players. What exactly do we have? How exactly will we respond in certain situations?
Now we get a real look, how we've followed, Brent Hoffbauer since he was a freshman. This is our 5th year here. Of course, we followed a lot of classes at this point, but him coming in as a freshman and now him getting his first chance to be a starter in his senior year, it's going to be interesting to see how he can come out and, and perform in his first season and his first game as a starting quarterback.
Well, talking to Rob Mathis, our camera guy, and several of the coaches, the decision was made to go with Hoffbauer over sophomore Peyton Buckner, who got a couple of starts last year. Buckner was heavily involved with the baseball team.
Right.
And while Buckner was participating in baseball practices and baseball games, Brent Hoffbauer was on the practice field throwing. And that kind of dedication and that kind of practice pretty easily slots you right into that starting quarterback spot.
Yeah, and Peyton Buckner's got a long, he's got a few years left too. Even after Brent leaves this year, Peyton could be the starter,
absolutely,
realistically for 2 seasons.
All right, captains for Nashville Christian. Number 7 is Philip Booker, the guy to keep your eye on. Number 2 is Cameron Clark, a senior wide receiver. 54 is Hayden Boucher, another senior in the line. And Brent Hoffbauer and Chris Collins are in the way of the final captain. And we'll get his number to you in just a moment. Got a lot of crowd noise here tonight.
Yeah,
I know you.
Well, we are sitting in the stands,
right
at the top.
Yes,
the top
if you're listening and watching on the TSSAA network, we appreciate it, and hope you are set for a great night of high school football, as we are.
Football is back. We haven't been here since late October.
Coin toss going on right now. Electric buzz in the air as the Eagles and Cougars get set to face off here in Nashville. So it looks like the Cougars won the toss and were elected to receive.
So we'll get to see this offense led by Brent Hoffbauer for the first time in this young 2012 season that we are about to kick off. Telling you what, you could not pick better weather. August 17th. No humidity hardly.
Mid-70s.
A little breeze. Wonderful.
Absolutely.
Absolutely great.
Now, Jeremy, something we did not see much of in practice is the special teams units.
It's true.
How will Brian Stewart take these players and get them on punt returns and kickoff returns, as we're about to see?
Yeah, because last year, we had we always realized Stephen Brent was going to be the return man on most occasions. As the team is about to run through the banner.
The Cougars will open up 2012, and here they come. Cougar football 2012 just moments away from getting started. Brent Hoffbauer leads the team over to the sideline where they'll get some last-minute instructions from the coaches and get set to start 2012.
What I'm really interested to see as well, who is going to be the vocal leader, of this team? I mean, obviously Brent Hoffbauer, is the leader of the team by being the starting quarterback, but is he that vocal leader as well? Who will be that vocal leader? It'll be interesting to see who can step up to that and lead those huddles at times.
That's a good point. And that factors into one of our absolute keys to the game is the get mean.
Exactly.
The intensity. How will these players react to taking the hit, delivering the hit, and the punishment that goes on for 4 quarters of high school football?
It looks like Justin Wynn and Jordan Evans are going to be the kick returners. Zach Brandon up above him, so they're going to have some speed back there.
And if the kickoff gets deep enough, Zach Brandon will be a good blocker.
Said the opening invocation, and now about to have the national anthem before we get things kicked off in the 2012 season. And away we go.
God bless America. It is high school football time. And the season begins with the Cougars flip-flopping sides of the field. Wynn and Evans back deep to receive. Zach Brandon, the up man, along with Peyton Buckner and Nick Merritt, the freshman.
(2012). The season is just about to begin.
And borrowing from a very great broadcaster in the state of Tennessee, ladies and gentlemen, it's football time in Tennessee. Nice kick, angling towards the sidelines, and the opening kickoff of 2012 goes out of bounds, and the Cougars will start with good field position for their first offensive drive. So the quarterback, Brent Hoffbauer, will lead his team out on the field. And that may not be the case.
Oh, they were re-kicking.
Well, the coaches have the option to re-kick or accept the penalty. So, oh, hello. Nice flight of geese right over the stadium, right before the kickoff.
That was interesting.
Can't really call that an omen because it wasn't a cougar flying over the stadium and it wasn't an eagle.
Cougar flying over the stadium.
That'd be interesting. So, kickoff again. This time high and short. Peyton Buckner calls for and makes a fair catch at his own 31-yard line.
Good field position.
And that's where the Cougars will start, 1st and 10.
Brent Hoffbauer taking his first snap as a starting quarterback for these Cougars. And let's see how they get the 2012 offense going here in the first game.
Now Brian Stewart brings in the spread offense to MTCS, but last year relied heavily on Stephen Brent at running back. A lot of chance of Hoff. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side is Justin Wynn as Hoffbauer sets him. Eagles looks like they made bits. Fake the inside handoff. Hoff rolling out. Got time. Going to be taken down from behind. Fumbles the football. Who's got it? The Eagles on the first play of offense recover a Cougar fumble at the 30-yard line. So a loss of 1 for Brent Hoffbauer and a fumble loss on the first play from scrimmage. Hoffbauer held onto the ball way too long.
That was not a good start for this Cougar offense.
Well, do you think he's got the nerves out of the way?
Let's hope so. Can't afford too much of that. Now they're 30 yards away from the end zone.
So the Cougar defense goes immediately to work. 55 in white at the defensive tackle spot is Bryson Hamrick. In there with him is Chris Collins, Kyle Howard at defensive end. And it looks like Frank Roberts at the other defensive end spot. Yes. Let's go! So, how often and how early will Philip Booker get the football, Jeremy?
I mean, everything we've been hearing about this guy, he's going to be getting at least touches, whether it be running or catching or returning. I mean, you're going to see him with the ball in his hands at least 20, 25 times, I'd say, total among everything. Got a bit of a delay in the game as the ball is spotted on the far hash at the 30.
A little bit of explanation to each head coach.
And here we go.
And the Eagles offense now comes out. Philip Booker in the slot to the right side. This is Ryan Young at quarterback for Nashville Christian. Inside give. Being chased is Amaji Graves. And being pushed out, fighting forward, being gang tackled, pushed forward in a pile.
Wow.
He ran about 20 yards to gain 2.
That was unbelievable. Leading the charge, it looked like was Nick Merritt on that tackle.
Nick Merritt, the freshman, another incoming underclassman.
That was a very hard-earned 2 yards. Looked like he was going to be taken down for at least a loss of 3 or 4 and kept plowing ahead.
Very nice by the Cougar defense to string that play out and get help. Straight eye backfield for Ryan Young. Booker is now the tailback. They'll line him up anywhere, and it is he who gets the football. And Bryson Hamrick can't make the tackle, but he had him in the backfield. Booker cutting, diving, being planted as he gets inside the 15. The speedy and elusive Philip Booker shedding the tackle of Bryson Hamrick, who was right there in the backfield unblocked.
Looks like Wynn was the one that made that tackle there, but my goodness, Hamrick had him wrapped up for a loss and just could not contain him. So close.
Collins now out, and Trey Bautista takes the defensive tackle spot. Ball spotted at the 13-yard line of MTCS. It's first down and 10 for Nashville Christian. Booker now in the slot to the right. Single tailback for Ryan Young. Quick throw out to the right, got his receiver. The plowing forward inside the 10. Near a first down. Hunter Kinslow, the receiver on that play.
Taken down by Trey Hickey.
Gain of about 7 yards on the play. It'll be second down and 3 right at the 5-yard line. So a good opportunity to see what the Cougar defense is made of as they face a second and 3 inside their own 10. Ryan Young in the shotgun. Straight ahead. This is Ryan Young. Going to go untouched into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Just too easy. Right over the left side.
And what set it up was the fumble by Hoffbauer. Got to protect the ball.
So we'll see what the Cougar offense can do. They get another chance here momentarily, but it's 6-0 Eagles with the extra point upcoming. Number 42 does not appear on our roster for Nashville Christian, but he has been doing the kickoffs, and he will now attempt the extra point. And this is Hunter Kinslow holding. Kick is up, and the kick is good. New score with 9:50 to go in the first quarter. Eagles strike first. It's 7-0. We want to welcome all of you watching on the TSSAA network, our new video carrier for 2012. If you started out at the beginning of our broadcast, you'll know that the Cougars had one offensive play. Brent Hoffbauer was sacked and fumbled and lost it on his own 30-yard line, and the Eagles ran 5 plays for 30 yards and got it into the end zone.
Hopefully now time for a rebound, come back down the field, put a string of offensive plays together, and at least have a good time of possession drive and give yourself at least a chance to get in the end zone.
Absolutely.
Don't forget, everyone, next week we will be back home at Thornberry Stadium for one of only 4 home games. Don't even go there with me. I don't even understand that still to this day. As we host Ezel Harding, though. Team that's been the thorn in the Cougar side.
We're just over 2 minutes into this one, Jeremy. One game at a time now. Another kickoff. It will bounce and fall to Justin Wynn at his own 28. And he will be tackled just across the 30 at the 31.
Exactly the same starting field position as the last drive.
It's a 4-yard return for Justin Wynn on the kickoff. And it's 1st and 10 Cougars.
First and 10 Cougars on the 31. Hold your block, here we go.
Bryson Hamrick having light duty in preseason practices to get him ready for the season. 4 receiver set. Inside give, Brandon. Brandon powering forward. He's going to be shoved back. Gets almost to the original line of scrimmage. They're going to say he's back at the 30-yard line, so give him a loss of 1 on first down. It'll be second down and 11. The left side of that Cougar offensive line just getting bunched up by the defense of Nashville Christian. Three receivers once again to the far side. Single receiver to the near side is Justin Wynn.
Wynn's got a tough matchup going up against Booker here.
Hoffbauer has a little bit of trouble handling the snap. Overthrown and intercepted at the Cougar 49 by the quarterback Ryan Young, who also plays defensive back, returning it inside the 30, inside the 25, down to the 21. 3 offensive plays for MTCS and 2 turnovers. Definitely not a good start.
Yeah, the offense just doesn't, just to be honest with you, doesn't look in sync. The 1 run play, a -1. First play of the game, a fumble as Hoffbauer was rolling out to the right, and that play right there, well overthrown of the intended receiver.
So Ryan Young and the Eagles now take over at the Cougar 24. Here is handoff to another runner. He's brought down with a good tackle by number 20 for MTCS, and that is Griffin Harper.
A lot of new names on this list for us. Sorry for the delay. We're just having to still learn them all.
Now, the Eagles only return 5 offensive and 4 defensive starters this year, Jeremy, and the Cougars return 8 starters on each side of the line. Ryan Young now dropping to throw. He says he's going to tuck it and run. He throws the football. It's rolling free. Who's got it? Still rolling free. It's been picked up by the Cougars.
Nice comeback. Nice comeback there. Who got the ball? Who's got the ball?
It is Nick Merritt, the freshman. Nick Merritt with the fumble recovery. Couldn't see who forced it. Ryan Young holding it like a loaf of bread. Had it ripped right out of his hands, and the Cougars have life.
Now offense needs to take advantage of this opportunity given to them by the defense. That was a huge stop to not let them score in the red zone.
On the flip side of this, you start with the ball at your own 8-yard line. 1st and 10, Hoffbauer in the gun. His tailback is Zach Brandon. Jordan Evans, Justin Wynn, and Oakley Starling to the near side. Austin Melton to the far side. Hoffbauer throwing into the dirt. Was he outside the tackle box? He was in the end zone. If they call this intentional grounding, it'll be a safety.
Doesn't look like they are.
Nope, no flags. It'll just be an incomplete pass. Peyton Buckner now checks into the game at wide receiver. Austin Melton coming out. Exchanging sophomores in the receiving core, and it's 2nd down and 10. Hoffbauer having trouble handling these shotgun snaps. His freshman center, Sam Mathis, getting him to him with some velocity. There's a good one. Hoffbauer throws out. Hit as he threw and knocked down. It falls incomplete. He was looking deep for Justin Wynn. Covered well, though, by Philip Booker.
And that's why I said that's going to be a tough matchup for Wynn, going against the speedy and extremely athletic Philip Booker.
3rd down and 10 now from their own 8-yard line.
And don't forget one thing about Hoffbauer as well. He's not quite as tall as some of the quarterbacks we've had over the past few years. I mean, Ivy Starling and Scott Bartleson before him.
That's very true. And his line, beefier than they were last year.
True.
Taller, more experienced. Just one of the factors as the Cougars face a 3rd down and 10 from their own 8-yard line. Hoffbauer with a high snap give to his tailback, who's going to be rocked before he can get back to the line. Offensive line pretty much non-existent here in the early going for MTCS. It's going to be a loss back to the 5-yard line, so call it a loss of 3.
So the Cougars have run a total of 6 offensive plays so far. Yes, 6 offensive plays so far with -5 yards and 2 turnovers.
4th and 12, Philip Booker back to receive.
And this is Philip Booker back to receive for Nashville Christian, standing on the Cougar 40-yard line.
That's exactly what I said, too. I mean, he's going to get the ball in so many different ways.
And it's Hoffbauer with a quick kick. It's going to fall to Booker. No, Booker's going to let it go. It takes a Eagles bounce and is going to be down inside the 30 of MTCS. Great field position once again for Nashville Christian.
Nashville Christian has been set up all night to this point.
The game is less than 5 minutes old.
Ball's on the 27, 1st and 10, Nashville Christian.
So 1st and 10 from the Cougar 27 now. Ryan Young looks like he's going to go all the way at quarterback tonight. Philip Booker, you can expect him to be on the field for pretty much every play tonight.
Yeah.
Siegel tailback, and now a 4-receiver set for NCS. Ryan Young looked like he was going to do the screen pass, but took off with it again. Breaking tackles, dragging people inside the 15, inside the 10 goes Ryan Young.
Young
what a
can
weapon.
motor. Justin Wynn brought him down there, but not before he got way inside the 10-yard line.
So it's 1st and goal. Now he picked up 20 yards. Ball is at the 7 of MTCS.
Another very intimidating player for this Nashville Christian offense. Freshman number 11, Daniel Batuli. He's a tight end / receiver for this team. Only a freshman, but he is tall and lanky.
If you see him right here on the near side of the offensive line for NCS, absolutely.
Yeah.
Handoff to Booker, squeezing through, getting inside the 5. It's going to be 2nd down and goal. They're going to put him right at the 1, so give him a 6-yard carry for Philip Booker. Austin Melton brings him down. So 2nd down and goal. Short yardage again for NCS. Almost halfway gone in this first quarter. The Eagles already with a 7-0 lead and looking for more. Booker the standing tailback. Young under center. Give to Booker. Powering through. It's a Nashville Christian touchdown. Philip Booker begins his 2012 campaign in the first quarter of the first game with a touchdown. And it's 13-0 Eagles.
Cougars got to find some spark quick.
And Jeremy, that X factor you were talking about, the intensity and who's going to be the leader. And looking at the Cougar sideline right now, there isn't one.
Exactly, and that's part of the problem. They've got to find someone that steps up, and rallies the troops here. You can't have everybody just standing around.
And the extra point is no good, off to the left. So the score will remain 13-0. And the Cougars getting ready to receive their 3rd kickoff of the first quarter.
What? Junior class car wash. Where? Pizza Perfect in Bellevue. When? Tomorrow from 12 to 3. Why? Get a free slice of pizza when you get your car washed. Thank you for your support.
So Griffin Harper will drop back with Justin Wynn now, and Zach Brandon to receive this kickoff. Peyton Buckner and Nick Merritt and Austin Melton, the midline here. Chaz Chaffin, Braden Melton, the freshman. 68 Sam Mathis on the far side. Is 15 Clay Mitchell. And in between Mitchell and Mathis, can't see the number. 8, Philip Bonnaby. There we go. Those are your Cougar return team members. First 2 Cougar drives started at their own 31. And this is the 3rd kickoff. High and short in the direction of Justin Wynn. It's going to instead be taken by Peyton Buckner, and he's going to fair catch it again, this time at his own 27-yard line.
So the Cougars have started at relatively the same area of the field, on the same side of the field, every drive of this game. So they've got to, it's not terrible field position. You have some room to start establishing your offense that you've been practicing all off season.
So the 26-yard line is where the Cougars will start. 1st and 10 as Hoffbauer brings the play to the huddle. Trailing 13-0, 5:57 to go in the first quarter. This time Zach Brandon split out as a receiver. It's a 5-receiver set and an empty backfield for MTCS. Needs to be a good snap, and it is. Hoffbauer going to take it himself. Breaks a tackle. Gets planted. Goodness. Hello. Number 52 for Nashville Christian, which is Trent Mueller, a junior.
Hoffbauer got planted pretty hard and got no gain on the play.
They give him a gain of 1.
I stand corrected.
Up to the 27, it's 2nd and 9. Their first positive play from scrimmage of this ball game. 5.5 minutes to go, first quarter. 2nd and 9 for the Cougars at their own 27-yard line. Now 4 receiver set. Tailback is Brandon. Hoffbauer takes the snap. Looking to throw. Going to go over the middle. And it's bobbled and caught. Caught by Oakley Starling.
Nice play by Oakley Starling up to the 36-yard line.
And it's a Cougar first down. Up to the 37 and a gain of 10 for Oakley Starling. It hit him in the hands. He bobbled it, but was able to come down with it.
Good throw and catch.
The most important part. When it's when you're on the ground, it's in your hands.
Yeah, exactly. Good throw and catch. And a first down.
Same formation here. Hoffbauer just going to go deep, looking for Jordan Evans, who can't make the catch.
So close. So close.
Hand checking all the way down the field between Evans and number 81, Houston Downey, a junior.
Evans had a great chance of that. Hit him in the hands, hit him in the numbers.
Hoffbauer got good air under it, and it was just between Downey and Evans. Downey stuck that hand in there just at the right moment and knocked it away. 2nd down and 10. Clock stops with 4:54 in the first quarter as Hoffbauer gets the snap. Pass over to Wynn, who can't corral it. Going to be 3rd down and 10 as the ball slips through the hands of Justin Wynn, one of the most reliable receivers on the team. Jeremy, we were walking the field before the game. It is wet. It is very wet.
Well, we've had a lot of rain. I mean, I don't know if anybody remembers, but last night, I'm living in Murfreesboro, obviously, and the power went out in the middle of the night, and we had a heavy rain, so it pretty much hit all of Middle Tennessee throughout the nighttime period last evening.
So 3rd down and 10 now from their own 37-yard line. Wynn and Starling will switch position. Starling comes to the near side, is the lone receiver. High snap for Hoffbauer, under pressure, throwing, and it's caught for a first down at the 49-yard line. Justin Wynn.
What a 12-yard gain by Wynn. What a play, what a catch. He just stretched out for it. And these last 2 catches by Starling and Wynn show you what this receiving corps can do.
Nashville Christian, a 1A team. They are in District 10 with teams such as Joe Burns and White House Heritage.
We remember those guys.
Yeah. Districts were shuffled starting in 2009. Good snap for Hoffbauer. Zach Brandon brought down in the backfield. Going to be a loss of 3 back to the 46-yard line.
Not a good start for Brandon. 3 carries, -7.
Taylor Hilliard is 51 on our roster. PA announcer called out a different name.
But you can feel the offense gaining some momentum here. I mean, you've seen 2 good pass plays, 2 first downs through the air.
3 receivers to the near side. High snap for Hoffbauer. Stays in. Going to tuck it and run. Hoffbauer across the 50. Taken down as he gets near the 46-yard line of Nashville Christian. It's going to be 3rd down and about 5. Hoffbauer making the right decision. His first read was to go short to Justin Wynn on the screen pass. That was covered, so he tucked it and ran. Hoffbauer, a better running quarterback than MTCS has seen in recent years.
Exactly so. Gain of 7.
Peyton Buckner, the backup, can come in and do the same thing as well.
They're on the Eagles side of the field. Got the ball moving. See if they can convert another 3rd down and keep the chains rolling as we approach 3 minutes to go in the first.
Buckner, Evans, and Starling to the far side. Wynn to the near side. Brandon, the standing tailback. Hoffbauer gets the high snap, fakes it, going to run it again. Hoffbauer looking for the corner, going to be slammed out of bounds. After a short gain, it's going to be 4th down, but they're inside the 45 at the 44. A gain of 2 for Brent Hoffbauer.
Think they go for it here?
Well, we haven't seen a punt. Well, we saw Hoffbauer punt as doing the Scott Bartleson style quick kick.
Yeah. Well, it looks like the offense is staying on the field, Jay.
Well, if it's going to be another 2008 where quick kicks are concerned, you would never know whether it's the offense or Hoffbauer is just going to quick kick it.
You have to determine how far back. He is standing pretty far back from the line.
And it is an empty backfield.
So it's very possible.
Starling in motion from left to right as Hoffbauer gets the snap. Rolling, firing, and it's incomplete, or is it intercepted? And a flag as Hoffbauer looks like he was roughed after the play. And if that's the case, it'll be an automatic first down for MTCS.
Pass was incomplete.
Hoffbauer taking a beating in the early going here in Nashville. A little extracurricular activity by one of the Eagles on Hoffbauer.
Getting the first downs, even if it's via penalty. We'll take it. Oh, that's going all the way back to 2008.
That's another season of Cougar football. It's not Cougar football without a we'll take it or two.
Wow.
So we'll get the call from the referee as he picks up his flag. So the Eagles are backing up. It is what we suspected. It's going to be a personal foul. And a first down for MTCS. Ball's going to move all the way down to the 29-yard line of Nashville Christian, and the Cougars have a prime opportunity.
This is a huge opportunity
to put their first points up on the board.
Huge opportunity, golden chance here for MTCS. Take advantage of it. Continue the rhythm that you've gained with this passing attack.
The Cougars have scored a grand total of 10 points in their last three season openers.
Wait, Nashville Christian has the football.
I'm thoroughly confused as Ryan Young throws incomplete. Maybe they waved off the flag. I didn't see a call either way. Bryson Hamrick now coming out of the game. And it's 2nd and 10 Nashville Christian from their own 29-yard line. 2:33 to go in the first quarter.
We must have missed something. I'm not sure. That's really odd.
Unless they ruled that it was a one-handed interception by the Eagles DB over there. Nevertheless, it's 2nd and 10 for Ryan Young with their worst starting field position of the day, their own 29. Ryan Young going to keep it. Going to look outside. Franklin Roberts almost had a hole, but he cleans up on Ryan Young from behind. A good tackle by Franklin Roberts.
The defense swarmed the quarterback on that one. Brings up a 3rd down and long. Great chance for this Cougar defense to get off the field quick.
Loss of 2, back to the 27-yard line, and it's 3rd and 12. Trey Bautista, getting some equipment looked at here on the sidelines, was over at the training table. Young looking to throw. Going to go over the middle to Booker, and it's intercepted at the 45. Intercepted by a Cougar. He's at the 35. He's going to be taken down inside the 30.
Trey Hickey.
Trey Hickey, the freshman. Gives the Cougars great field position and a first down and 10. Young was looking for Booker and led him a little too much, and it fell right into the hands of Trey Hickey.
So the Cougars set up about where they were set up when we thought they had the ball. Now they actually have the ball.
At the Eagle 27-yard line, 2 turnovers for MTCS and 2 for NCS.
Now let's get some points on the board.
1:40 to go in first quarter. Let's see if the Cougars decide to strike quickly. Hoffbauer going to be taken down for a loss. Another high snap that Hoffbauer has to jump up and get, and that throws your timing off.
It looks like that was designed for Brandon in a way, and he just had to take it and tuck it himself and go up the field for what he could.
Now your underclassman on the offensive line is your center, Sam Mathis. So it's a loss of 7, and it's 2nd and 17.
Ooh, not how you want to
start
off.
For Brad Hoffbauer in the offense. But here again, Jeremy, the offense was getting in a rhythm in the last drive.
Yeah.
The defense forced a 3 and out. Confidence-building plays.
Oh, you can see it from the beginning, definitely. Gotta get rid of that ball, though.
Hoffbauer slung down for a bigger loss. That's Amaji Graves. Coach Stewart now talking to offensive line coach Owen Barker. Too many Eagles getting free through that offensive line. And that was around the right side over there near Howard and Batista.
And this makes it an almost impossible task to try and pick up. Loss of 6 on that.
Third down and 23. To get a first down, the Cougars will need to get to the 16-yard line of Nashville Christian. They're on the 41.
They're 1 of 4 on third downs thus far.
Hoffbauer getting absolutely no time to do anything with the football.
We have our first timeout of the game, and with that, we want to say that our first timeout is brought to you by BVI Group Printing. When you need to upgrade your business with professional documents, take a timeout and call BVI Group Printing. Family owned and operated for over 5 years, Brian Melton and the team at BVI Printing will guide you through the setup and creation process and ensure you have top-notch products. Their list of services include direct mail, labels, and commercial printing such as brochures, catalogs, and forms. Call Brian at 615-308-6892 and lead your team over the competition with professional documents from BVI Group Printing. Let's not also forget that this first quarter has been brought to you by Murphy Fair, the guru of Tennessee high school football. From Clarksville to Chattanooga, from Memphis to the Tri-Cities, and everywhere in between, Murphy covers it all. He knows every team, every coach, every stat, and much more. And he makes it all available to you. Visit murphyfair.com and get to know the guru. I'm sure most of you heard his the pregame show that you will hear every week before our broadcast begins each and every Friday night.
9 seconds to go in the first quarter. After an offensive rush by Nashville Christian that got them a 13-0 lead, it's been a back-and-forth affair, Jeremy Smith.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we started off with the 2 turnovers, come back now. Now Nashville Christian has 2 turnovers. The only problem is MTCS doesn't have any points off of those to this point.
Now 3rd and 23 from the Eagle 21. Good snap this time. Hoffbauer with time and overthrows his intended receiver, Justin Wynn, who was open. And it's going to be 4th down.
In this situation, you have to punt it, obviously. 4th and 23.
Well, the last time we thought it was going to be a punt, it was an offensive play, and it turned out, even with the flag thrown in the Cougar backfield, Nashville Christian still got the ball. So we'll see what develops here on 4th down and 23.
See one of those quick kicks.
Evans and Melton and Brandon to the far side. Wynn and Starling to the near side. A little bit of miscommunication between Starling and Wynn. This is Starling in motion as Hoffbauer takes the snap. And a quick kick. Takes a nice Cougar roll inside the 20. And it's going to die right at the 17-yard line. So the Eagles will take over at their own 17, 1st and 10, as we start the second quarter. First quarter is over. Nashville Christian leads MTCS by a score of 13-0. You're watching Cougar football on the TSSAA network.
Visit our concession stand for refreshments and our Booster Club trailer for your NCS game gear. What? Junior class car wash, where Pizza Perfect in Bellevue, win tomorrow from 12 to 3. Why? Get a free slice of pizza when you get your car washed. Thank you for your support.
And at the start of the second quarter, we want to welcome you back, those of you watching on TSSAA network. Cougars trail Nashville Christian by a score of 13-0. And the Eagles have it 1st and 10 on their own 18-yard line, their worst starting field position of the night. Ryan Young at quarterback. Philip Booker is the tailback. This is Booker getting planted for a loss back at the 15-yard line.
That was
Kyle Howard, the senior lineman.
That was unbelievable. That was unbelievable.
Great penetration. The Cougars are finding their confidence.
It's one of those moments where you wish you had instant replay. Loss of 2. Second down and 12 at the 16-yard line.
4-receiver set. Booker is the slot man to the near side. Single tailback as the line sets and Young drops the throw. Quick out to the right. Got a wide open receiver. That's Kinslow. And he can't get away from the Cougar over on the far side, which is Trey Hickey.
Boy, Hickey has been all over the place so far in this game.
Hickey making a good account of himself, the young freshman. And another freshman, Jeremy, checks into the linebacking core, number 42, Braden Melton.
And you're going to be hearing that a lot this season. I mean, but of course, those freshmen will be sophomores next year and everything. So this team, it may be young now, but we will watch them grow year by year, and they'll only continue to get better as it's 3rd and 7.
And folks can expect a lot more of the Cougars this year. This is Young taking it himself, finding a hole, being tackled, stretching it out to the 30-yard line. He's going to have his first down, but he's brought down by Braden Melton.
Braden Melton.
It's first down, Nashville Christian, right at their own, just inside their own 30-yard line. Clock runs here in the second quarter. Eagles with a 13-0 lead. Kinslow split very far out to the near side. As Young going to give it to Booker at the tailback spot. Booker with a huge hole and some speed to the 45, to the 50, to the 45, to the 40. He's gone. 35, 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Philip Booker. Well, we knew it was going to come, and there it was.
71-yard touchdown run. We didn't know how much speed he had. He showed it there. My goodness.
Again, Philip Booker, the majority of the Eagle offense. And he showed you a flash of brilliance right there as he scampered 71 yards. And that's why FBS schools are looking at him. Kind of reminds you of Rod Wilkes, who played for Smyrna, won back-to-back state titles under Philip Shadowins, now playing at Tennessee. They moved him to linebacker. Should get some good playing time this year. But he's got that same frame, that same build, and that same speed. So the Eagles going to go for two, try to push it to a 3-score lead. Young going to keep it himself and not going to get there. Denied. 19-0 is your score. 10:13 to go in the first half. Kyle Howard makes the tackle. The 19-0 is your score. The Cougars will get it again on offense. Bryson Hamrick having trouble catching his breath here on the sidelines, Jeremy.
If it could be a tribute to not going at it as hard in the offseason training camps?
Well,
I mean, obviously that's speculation.
With the reports and what we've seen of how he dominated his lineman teammates, then that may very well be the case. So Harper, Brandon, and Jordan Evans now back to receive this kickoff. Switching returners are the Cougars, pretty much on every kickoff thus far.
Cougars not getting a great chance to return kicks, though, with the kickoffs mainly being high and short to this point.
Peyton Buckner in the position where you would think this kickoff would come. This time it's going to be Harper from his own 25. Harper up the middle. Griffin Harper across the 40. Tripped up as he gets to the 44-yard line. A great return by Griffin Harper. Excellent field position now for MTCS. Their best of the night so far.
Absolutely. 44-yard line. Get some points on the board here in the second quarter.
Except for the interception.
Well,
return.
sure.
They put them into Eagle territory by Trey Hickey. So Hoffbauer once again at quarterback with an empty backfield. Brandon in the wingback spot. Good snap. This is Brandon going to be dropped for a loss again. Back to the 40-yard line. No joy in the running game tonight for MTCS.
4 carries for -11 so far for Brandon.
Gaping holes in the offensive line that the Eagles are just exploiting at will. And it's 2nd down and 14. This is Hoffbauer throwing out quickly to Jordan Evans. It's going to be called an incomplete pass. That slipped out of Hoffbauer's hand. Jordan Evans had some room to run if Hoffbauer could have gotten it there. Now it's 3rd down and 14. $9:25 to go first half. Cougars trailing 19-0.
3rd down, 14.
Oakley Starling just broke out of the huddle and came to the sidelines. The refs did not catch it. Trying to get the running game going with 32, Tanner Green. Short gain on 3rd down up near the 45-yard line.
A lot of new names have already got their name in the stat sheet to this point in the game.
Tanner Green gets the ball back up to the original line of scrimmage with a gain of 4, and it's 4th down and 10 for MTCS. Missed opportunities thus far in the game for MTCS.
Oh, my goodness, yes, big time.
4th down. And it looks like Nashville Christian has called their first time out, and they have. 8:49 to go in the first half. 19-0 your score. Eagles over the Cougars. And you're watching Cougar football on the TSSAA network. Well, back from break. We've got a score update for you being passed around the MTCS stands. Westmoreland in front of Eagleville at this point, 12-7.
I think Westmoreland, if I'm not mistaken, is a higher class.
Yeah, I believe they're 3A.
Yeah, I thought it was 3 or 4.
It took overtime last year for Eagleville to beat Westmoreland.
That's right.
Eagleville, another one of those teams that has suffered greatly at the hands of graduation. Now this is 4th and 10 for MTCS from their own 44-yard line. High snap for Hoffbauer. Hoffbauer rolling out, being chased. Got some time. Hoffbauer going to run, and he's going to try to get to the sidelines, but he's shoved out of bounds. Kind of slides on his face as he gets up to the 47-yard line. So a gain of 3 for Brent Hoffbauer, and the ball goes over on downs to Nashville Christian.
In that situation, though, if you're Brent Hoffbauer, you've got to get rid of the ball, give a receiver a chance. You know you're not getting the first down there. I mean, you know you're dead to rights. They're about to go out of bounds. Get rid of that ball, throw it in the direction of a receiver, give them a chance. I mean, they've shown they've got sure hands.
Coach Stewart giving Hoffbauer all he can handle, getting in his ear.
I want to let you know real quick, this second quarter is brought to you by Middle Tennessee Christian School. From pre-K through high school, MTCS ensures your child a quality education in a Christian environment. Go to mtcscougars.org for more. MTCS, training for eternity.
Now Nashville Christian starting on the Cougar 47-yard line. Ryan Young with a quick snap count and a handoff.
Kyle Howard, my goodness.
Kyle Howard making a name for himself on defense. Little to no gain.
3 tackles, 2 for a loss to this point for Howard.
And that is a loss of 1 back to the 48. Both offensive lines tonight, Jeremy, so far not really given the protection that's required.
Not at all. You're absolutely right. The defensive lines have definitely dominated the lines of scrimmage to this point in the game. And the funny thing about it is a lot of these linemen are the same ones on the offensive line on the other side.
Batuli in the slot to the near side as Young looks to throw. This time excellent protection. Down the middle. In and out of the hands of Batuli. And it's going to be 3rd down and 11. That was a catch that Batuli should have made. Was wide open and right in his wheelhouse. Batuli, a very tall freshman. And that ball was thrown over his head where only he could get it. And Jordan Evans caught pretty much dead to rights on the coverage. 3rd and 11 now from the 48-yard line of MTCS.
If MTCS can get another quick 3 and out right here, that would definitely help their defense get back on the sideline and get a little rest.
Plenty of protection for Young as he'll fire again. Complete this time to Kinslow. Kinslow is going to have his first down inside the 35 where he's brought down by Hickey. Another first down for NCS, a 3rd down and 11 converted. And that hurts if you're MTCS.
Yeah, you really had him backed up, 3rd down and long, and just hit a simple crossing pattern over the middle. Easy first down for NCS.
Coach Stewart pretty much getting in everybody's ear on his sideline. Young, counter to Philip Booker, who's got some room, makes a cut, breaks a tackle, but not the one of 74, Frank Roberts.
The speed and quickness of Philip Booker is just amazing to this point.
That play took about 4 seconds, and Booker gained about 16 yards. As 2012 ends and 2013 begins, Jeremy will certainly be paying attention to where Philip Booker goes to college.
Kind of like we did with Octavius Mathers last year as he went to Ole Miss. Not in Murfreesboro, but still, Middle Tennessee area.
And a Cougar opponent.
Exactly.
Young straight ahead. Running clock. Pushing ahead for a gain of about 3. Right down to the Cougar 15-yard line.
Each moment you think MTCS has some momentum, has something going for them, something bad happens, and now here you are, NCS threatening inside the red zone again.
Young in the shotgun this time. Quick snap. Young out to the left. Incomplete in the direction of number 81 for Nashville Christian. And that is Houston Downey.
Franklin Roberts really had some pressure on him and knocked him down as he threw.
Well, if you can't get there and get the sack, the hurry, the pressure, the knockdown still take their toll on the quarterback. 3rd down and about 6 now from the Cougar 15. It is Ryan Young at quarterback. Booker is the standing tailback. Expect him to get the ball here. And this is Booker on the counter to the left. Big hole, and Booker's going to explode through the hole and score a touchdown.
His speed is just too much for this Cougar defense to handle.
5:53 to go in the first half. It's 25-0 Nashville Christian. All Booker needs is just the slightest little inkling of daylight, and he's gone. Now counter play worked twice on that NCS drive. And now the Eagles will settle for 1. High snap, gets it down. Kick on the way, and this one is no good as well. 25-0 will remain the score here in the second quarter.
Not much luck on the kicking to this point. Nonetheless, though, 25-0, 5:53 to go in the second. Still a huge hole.
Halftime score of last year's Nashville Christian, Middle Tennessee Christian game was 21-0. If the Cougars fail to produce any points on this drive, we could be seeing more put on by the Eagles before the first half comes to a close. We are seeing the bright spots from the Cougars as well, though, Jeremy. Kyle Howard being a defensive force. The freshman Trey Hickey making an interception. Braden Melton, the freshman, getting in on the action. And Jeremy Smith, by all reports, number 42, Braden Melton, slated to develop into the next Devin Brunsvold-type player for MTCS.
And he's only a freshman. Yeah, we'll accept that and
We'll
watch him
take it.
grow. Yeah, we'll watch him grow over the next few years.
So another kickoff for Nashville Christian as MTCS gets set for another return. This one deeper and straighter. Going to fall to Harper at his own 15-yard line. Harper gets taken down just outside the 30-yard line at about the 33. So an 18-yard return for Griffin Harper. And it's first down and 10 for MTCS. Apart from the one drive that started at their own 8-yard line, Cougars have had decent field position to start on offense.
Absolutely. Started one in Eagle territory.
Hoffbauer, another high snap. This time give to Brandon, who's got some good space this time. Zach Brandon across the 45-yard line and a first down for MTCS.
Finally some luck running the ball for Zach Brandon. He had negative yardage on every carry before then. Gain of 12 yards, first down for Zach Brandon.
Clock runs, 5.5 minutes to go in the first half. Cougars down 25-0, but driving the football. 4 receivers set, 2 to either side. Hoffbauer, another give to Brandon. This time going backwards again.
Loss of 2 on that one for Brandon. Can't string them together.
This time Brandon looks like he may have got the wind knocked out of him. May have fallen on the football. He's going to have to come out. And at tailback should come in. No, Brandon's going to stay in. Oakley Starling is going to come out. It's second down and 12. Now from the Cougar 44-yard line. 2 men in the backfield now. Tanner Green gets the carry here. Nice cut by Green as he gets up near midfield.
Good run by Tanner Green.
Another freshman contributing to the effort here in Nashville. Brings up a third down at about 7.
Gain of 6 for Green.
So manageable third down. So Hoffbauer with the snap, fakes the give, going to go deep, got a man out there, lays out for it, and can't make the catch. Overthrown by Hoffbauer. Philip Booker pushing Oakley Starling in the back a little bit, but no flag. Ball was uncatchable, overthrown. So it's fourth down now at the 49 of MTCS. 4th and 7. 4:10 to go in the first half. Cougars trailing by 25. And again, Jeremy Smith, if the Eagles get a lead of 35 points or more, the mercy rule kicks into effect and the clock will run continuously except for timeouts and change of possession.
Until MTCS brings it below the 35-point mark.
Absolutely. So 4th down, good snap. Hoffbauer looking to throw, looking to kick. Going to go across the middle and caught by Austin Melton. His first catch of the game is a first down.
Right at that marker, 7-yard gain, and that's what they needed was 7 yards.
A 4th down conversion gives the Cougars a first down in Eagle territory at the 42.
They may be 1 of 7 on 3rd down, but they're 2 of 3 on 4th down.
We'll take it. Under 4 minutes to go. First half, Cougars have a first down. Hoffbauer can make the throws.
Definitely showing some so far.
Amaji Graves, almost encroachment there. Nice waiting. Justin Wynn going to get what he can, breaks a tackle, and gets across the 40-yard line down to the 37.
Gain of about 6 yards for Wynn.
Pick up a 5, so it'll be 2nd down and 5. Hoffbauer waited, tried to draw in the defense. A quick out to Wynn. Unfortunately, when Wynn got the ball, he was facing the entire Eagle linebacking core, but managed to pick up 5 yards. And that's the tenacity of Justin Wynn, one of the better receivers here on this Cougar team. 2nd down and 5. Blitz. Hoffbauer crunched. And a loss back to the 45. Now they're going to mark it at the 43. So
that is a loss of 6, but my goodness, once the drive is going and something bad happens like that, to bring it all the way back.
Just a jailbreak blitz by NCS, timed perfectly, and Hamrick coming out of the game again, along with Green and Gavin Burgess. Hoffbauer now on the sidelines. Getting the call from Coach Stewart. No, he's going to remain on the sidelines. Now Peyton Buckner, the sophomore, comes in at quarterback on this 3rd down and 11 play. A new quarterback for MTCS. Buckner, a lefty. Buckner going to be eaten alive and dropped at midfield. Another huge loss for the Cougars. And it's 4th down at about 18 now. Just no protection from that offensive line.
Just not giving these quarterbacks enough time at all to this point.
With Bryson Hamrick on the sideline, that takes a big element of your offensive line out of the equation.
That's very true.
Both Bryson Hamrick and Chris Collins on the sideline, along with 63 Gavin Burgess. This is Buckner on 4th down. A quick kick that's blocked, but takes a little bit of a Cougar roll and picked up, and is going to be returned. Hoffbauer going to take him down inside Cougar territory right at the 35-yard line. So one of those balls that could have gone out of bounds. But 81 Houston Downey with the pick in the return.
Well, that was a stroke of bad luck, wasn't
an
it?
Interesting development there.
That whole drive was. It really started getting going with the 2 completions of the 1st down, the Melton, all the way down into Eagle territory, and then at that point, a couple of sacks later, and MTCS is out of range to do much of anything.
1:40 to go in the first half. NCS starts 1st down and 10 on the Cougar 36-yard line. This is Ryan Young in the gun with a 4-receiver set. Looking to throw. Good protection. Going to throw out to a wide-open Kinslow, who's going to get taken down at the 30-yard line. Sliding in to make the tackle was Peyton Buckner. So it'll be a gain of 6 or 7, be a long 6, short 7 for the Nashville Christian Eagles. Just inside the 30-yard line of the Cougars.
And you know they're going to be itching to try to score again here with only a minute to go in the half.
1:05 and counting as the clock runs here in the first half. Ryan Young going all the way at quarterback. Going to take it himself. Coming around to the left. Going to be running into his own man and finally corralled by number 10, Nick Merritt. He's going to pick up the 1st down. Oh, he's going to be very close. No, he didn't make it. A gain for Ryan Young, only of 2 on the play. It's going to be 3rd down and short. Nashville Christian takes their 2nd timeout of the game, of the half. So, Jeremy, let's list a couple of the things that we've seen from MTCS that are actually going well tonight.
Well, I would say to this point, the offense obviously started slow, and there's still some things to work on clearly, especially the offensive line protection. That's what's killed a lot of these drives, those sacks. But if you're looking at the good things, the passing game you could really see coming together. This receiving quarter, Jason, is really good. I mean, they're very young, but they're really good. I mean, you can see the hands on guys like Starling and Wynn. I mean, they're really showing, and Melton on the one catch. I'm really excited about that. And also, it looks like the development of Brent Hoffbauer is there. I mean, he's, like I said, his first game starting, he has 2 turnovers. They were very early, but he's put some good passes, in the air to his receivers. Like I said, can't do very well, though, if you don't have a lot of time to throw. His offensive line has got to give him better protection, not only tonight, but as the year progresses.
Hoffbauer on the sidelines here, Jeremy, taking snaps from Leo Arantes.
Has been a lot of high snaps to this point.
Arantes getting some work as the backup center in the preseason. having his troubles as well. As the Eagles face a third down and short at the Cougar 26. Young going to give to a new running back here. He's got some room around the right side. Going to cut and pick up his first down. Going to be absolutely demolished as he gets inside the 20. He picks up his first down. Couldn't see which Cougar made the tackle, but it was some tackle. On the run was number 27 for the Eagles, Zach Stevens. And it's first down and 10 now at the Cougar 18. Well, a broken play there as the referee blew his whistle, kind of threw off the cadence. Well, they're going to call it 2nd and 10. 35 seconds to go in the half. Eagles with a 25-0 lead and threatening inside the red zone yet again. Well, Ryan Young will be in the shotgun here. Thomas Gilchrist is his running back. Just a stable of running backs here at Nashville Christian. Good snap. Plenty of time for Ryan Young. Now it breaks down. Hamrick not able to get to him. Throwing into the end zone and overshooting his receiver is Ryan Young. Looking for Zach Stevens in the end zone, and it's incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down and 10.
MTCS trying to hold the Eagles out of the end zone before halftime. I mean, you obviously don't want the mercy rule that close to being in effect as the second half comes on.
Absolutely. Now, the Nashville Christian Eagles will get the ball to start the second half. But if you can hold them here, it'll do a lot for your confidence going into the locker room, even though you're down 25 points. Orante still taking snaps with Brent Hoffbauer on the Cougar sidelines. Orante's a sophomore. Snap for Young, rolling to his left, going to keep it himself. Young going to cut to the outside, break a tackle, but not the second. He's going to run right into
Braden Melton.
I believe it's Braden. Yes, you are correct, Jeremy Smith. Braden Melton. It's going to be, I believe, 4th down. 4th down right at the Cougar 10-yard lines. 4th down and 2. I believe the Cougars took their second BVI printing timeout. Now it's going to be charged to Nashville Christian, so they're out of timeouts with 16 seconds to go in the half. Cougars still with 2.
I know it's early, it's only the first half, but to this point, defensive standout to this point has been Kyle Howard, the senior.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's been all over the place.
He's been the one on MTCS that has gotten the best licks in on Philip Booker. With 16 seconds to go here, you figure Booker's going to get the ball in some way.
I would assume so.
Playing from the near hash on the 10-yard line. 4th down and 2 for Nashville Christian. 16 seconds to go in the first half. Booker is the slot man to the far side. Single running back, Young. No pressure, going to go across the middle to Kinslow, who's got it for a touchdown. Hunter Kinslow scores for Nashville Christian, and it's 31-0 Eagles. Just a quick slant route, and Kinslow came wide open. That time Ryan Young with plenty of time, and he delivers for Nashville Christian.
Well, MTCS definitely has some work to do. I mean, this game is obviously, they're pretty bleak at this point for this game. I mean, they've definitely got some work to do and some things to build on.
Snap down, kick on the way, and the kick this time is good. So 32-0 your score as we approach halftime here in Nashville. Cougars in a hole, but showing some brilliance in certain areas. Offensive line has definitely got to improve. I want to thank all of you watching on the TSSAA network, our first year involved with them. So far, not what the Cougars were hoping for from their season opener in 2012. But still a long road to travel before this season is done. And there have been many teams in District 9 Single A, Jeremy, that have been hit hard by graduation. Cascade, Eagleville, Huntland, Moore County. Community, before the season, we heard, was calling themselves the class of the district. So Wynn will take it at his own 17-yard line. Wynn with a good seam up the middle. Going to take it out to the 40-yard line. A 23-yard return by Justin Wynn. 2 seconds to go in the half.
You try anything?
I think you kneel at this point and go in and make your adjustments and come back out and get ready to play defense. Sam Mathis went out onto the field. Now comes back to the sidelines. And it's Leo Arantes going to be snapping the ball to Brent Hoffbauer. No, this is Buckner. Peyton Buckner in at quarterback.
No, that's Hoffbauer.
And this is Zach Brandon. Going to be cutting it outside, back inside. Going to be getting a good gain across the 45. Call it a gain of 6 for Zach Brandon. That brings the half to a close. Your score at halftime from Eagle Field in Nashville. The Nashville Christian Eagles 32, the MTCS Cougars nothing. You're watching Cougar football on the TSSAA network. Come back for our halftime show momentarily.
So that was Hoffbauer, by the way, not Buckner. Ready? All right. All right, we're going to go over some quick halftime stats here for you, ladies and gentlemen. Just to give you a brief recap, it's 32-0 at halftime here at Eagle Field. The Nashville Christian Eagles in the lead. Brent Hoffbauer at halftime 4-13 with an interception and a fumble, but we saw some flashes there whenever he was connecting with Justin Wynn and Oakley Starling and Austin Melton at times. Zach Brandon not having a whole lot of luck on the ground. Every run to this point, except for 2 runs, have been for negative yardage. The offensive line is really not giving them much time for rushing the ball and not giving Brent Hoffauer much time at all to throw the ball at all. Now, some standouts on defense to this point. To me, the lone standout right now has been Kyle Howard. 3 tackles, 2 for loss, but some other guys contributing very nicely. Trey Hickey with 3 tackles, including an interception. Nick Barrett with a couple of tackles, including a fumble recovery. Some other guys in there as well. Griffin Harper, Justin Wynn, and Franklin Roberts, all with a couple of tackles apiece. So a lot of guys contributing early, and a lot of new names, like I said during the game, a lot of new names that we'll be calling more often, obviously, since they're so young.
So the halftime clock ran down, so they're going to have to put more time back on there as the Eagles are just now making their way back to the field, and we've yet to see the Cougars. And there'll be a couple of minutes for warm-ups, and then we'll get back at it here in Nashville. Until that time, we're going to step away again. You're watching Cougar football on the TSSAA network. Welcome back to the TSSAA Network's coverage of Middle Tennessee Christian School football. I am Jay Bruner alongside Jeremy Smith, getting ready to start the second half. Cougars in a pretty big hole, 3 points away from the mercy rule kicking in. They're trailing 32-0 to Nashville Christian, who will start out with the ball. And this is Philip Bonnaby, a worm burner, going to be taken by an up man at the 30, and is going to find a hole and be drugged down as he crosses his own 40. Chaz Chaffin, the man who brings him down, number 2. First time we called Chaffin's name in this game. A new face to the MTCS Cougars. So the Eagles will start 1st and 10 on their own 42-yard line. Ryan Young stays in at quarterback. And Philip Booker splits into the slot to the near slide. Philip Booker with 3 touchdowns already, over 100 yards rushing. This is he in motion. It's going to be Booker on the sweep. Booker with a huge hole.
Holy cow.
Out to the outside. Nobody's going to catch Philip Booker on the first play from scrimmage. Philip Booker takes it 58 yards for a touchdown.
Philip Booker
booked it.
It's unbelievable.
Booker booked it.
And that speed sweep, he just absolutely took off and left everyone in the dust.
Not a good start to the second half for MTCS, but not a lot you can do when you got a talent like that.
Not at all, wow. Well, that mercy rule, like you just said, is now in effect with that.
Need to learn to keep my mouth shut. It took 34 seconds in the second half for the Eagles to extend their lead to 38-0, and now the PAT as Daniel Batuli runs late onto the field for the extra point try. Kinslow will hold. Snap down. Kick is on the way, and this one is good. It's now 39-0, Nashville Christian. Clock stops because of change of possession, but as soon as referee blows the ball ready for play, the clock will run continuously until somebody takes a timeout or scores or turns it over on down.
One of those 3.
Head coach Brian Stewart for Middle Tennessee Christian tonight has not been a happy man.
Yeah, I don't say many people would be being down 39-0 just after halftime.
That's true.
It's a pretty tough pill to swallow, especially after they've worked all off season for this game, and this is what we have at the moment.
The result definitely not what you want if you're an MTCS Cougar, but one you have to live with at this point, and you just push on and do the best you can.
Absolutely.
So we'll see what adjustments were made for the offensive line, see if they can offer a bit of protection for Hoffbauer and Buckner here in the second half. If you're Jeff Brothers, head coach for Nashville Christian, Jeremy, when do you think about pulling your starters?
Here pretty soon, I would say. I mean, they're up 6 possessions. I would say it'd have to be pretty soon. I would assume so.
So kickoff high and straight, going to drop to Hickey at his own 13-yard line. Going to be cutting outside, going to be wrapped up and pushed back as he gets across the 25 to the 26-yard line.
It was actually Jordan Evans there on that kickoff return.
23 and not 22, my mistake. So the Cougars will start 1st and 10 right at their own 25-yard line. Cougars, with all the adversity they have faced thus far in this game, one of the ones they have not faced is bad field position. Bad snap by Hoffbauer. He's just going to have to fall on it. He tries to pick it up and run with it, and he's going to lose even more yardage. Back inside his own 10. No, they're going to mark it inside the 15.
So a loss of at least 10 yards. We'll see where they spot it.
They're going to mark it at the 13, excuse me.
Loss of 12 yards on that play. It's not going to be pretty adding up all the total yards on offense after this game.
Well, Sam Mathis starts again in the second half at center. On this second down and 22 play. Give to Brandon. Nothing there. Going to be dropped inside the 10 this time.
There's been no running lanes, no time for Brent Hoffbauer. If I had to pick one thing that this team really needs to work on at this point, it's definitely the offensive line.
The -4 for Zach Brandon on the carry. Now it's 3rd and 26. Ball needs to get up past the 34-yard line for first down. And a flag thrown. No movement. This may be a delay. They're going to say a false start on MTCS. So it'll be half the distance to the goal.
That is, to my knowledge, the first penalty against MTCS.
And if that trend can continue through 2012, the Cougars can call themselves very fortunate. Cougar team's been heavily penalized in the past. So, 3rd down and a country mile for MTCS. 3rd down, 31. Hoffbauer going to go quick out, and it's going to be dropped by Justin Wynn. Looked upfield before he looked the ball in, and it is incomplete, and it's 4th down now from their own 4-yard line. This drive started at their own 25.
And as we mentioned with the mercy rule in effect, we're already at 8 minutes to go in the 3rd.
Pretty much silent in the Cougar stands as Hoffbauer's in his own end zone and is going to be taken down in the end zone for safety.
Trying to get that quick kick off, and he can't even get enough time to punt it away.
Coach Stewart stressing the rugby-style kicking, where you sprint out to one side and just hit a worm burner, hit a screaming squib kick downfield. But again, yeah, you're exactly right, Jeremy. No time even for that. So now 41-0 after the safety, and the Cougars will have to kick it away to Nashville Christian.
Clock does stop on the change of possession.
At 7:35 to go in the 3rd quarter. Eagles have now surpassed their 2011 total from this game. They scored 38 points in that one, gave up 7. Right now the lead is 41-0. And it looks like Philip Bonnaby, number 8, is going to be doing the kicking for MTCS. Now this is what's considered a free kick if you're coming off of a safety. So you should have the option to either punt or place kick the free kick. It looks like Bonnaby's going to take it from the tee. Ball's on the 20-yard line. Nashville Christian's going to get excellent field position yet again. We've got Philip Booker and Zach Stevens back for the Eagles. They're standing on their own 35-yard line as Bonnaby approaches. Wormburner going to roll up near midfield, be taken by an up back, and is going to be taken down for little to no gain.
Bottom of that pile looks like Griffin Harper.
Griffin Harper and Tanner Green finishing up from behind. Gregory Williams, the man who picked it up and ran with it. And the Eagles are going to start once again in Cougar territory at the 47.
Already in Cougar territory at the 47. I mean, at this point, Jay, MTCS just trying to build some confidence going into the home game, into the home opener next week.
You still work on the basics.
Right.
You still keep your starters in to get them as much game time as possible.
A broken tackle.
Zach Stephen breaks several tacklers and just pulls men with him as he gets inside the 40, inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. It's going to be a first down for Nashville Christian.
Chris Collins finally bringing him down.
One of several Cougars that was holding on for dear life. Got a stable of senior running backs here at Nashville Christian. We already mentioned Booker and Graves. And that's Stevens, and they got Thomas Gilchrist as well. And this is Stevens once again being stacked up.
Good stop there by the defense.
And being finally shoved. Well, no, he wasn't shoved out of bounds. It is going to be a loss on the play, a short one. Justin Wynn there finally making the tackle on Stevens. And there's a flag that's been thrown. Can't see it. And it's going to be a holding call against Nashville Christian. So that'll back him up 10 yards. And that'll be from the spot of the foul, which was behind the original line of scrimmage to begin with. So after the yardage is marked off, you're talking about a loss of about 13 yards.
When you look at the first down marker, it's all the way down
at the 47-yard line. So it's 1st and 23 for Nashville Christian. This is Michael Pashek, the senior, now in at quarterback, firing complete to his receiver over there.
And just like that, over half of the yardage back.
David Hill, senior receiver, on that catch. Trey Hickey getting his name on the stat sheet once again.
From what I can tell, I don't believe Philip Booker is in the game, nor should I expect him probably to be back in this game.
Tailback here is Zach Stevens. It is he who gets the carry. Looks for room. Stacked up by Gavin Burgess. Gavin Burgess getting into the act. It's now 3rd down, and we'll see where they mark it. About the 32-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 8. .340 and counting in the third quarter. 41-0. Nashville Christian leads. This is Pashek giving to Stevens again. Stevens breaking a tackle, going to the outside. Breaking a tackle, getting his first down and a little bit more. Being finally cracked out of bounds inside the 20-yard line by Braden Melton. Braden Melton with the tackle with help from his brother Austin. But Zach Stevens making a name for himself.
Even the backup running back on this team has definitely some good skill.
When your backup running backs are seniors and they're in the shadow of a guy like Philip Booker, you know it's a good problem to have for head coach Jeff Brothers is who do I put on the field if it's not going to be Philip Booker? You got a stable of seniors to choose from. And the Eagles now starting to rotate in some of their second-string players. Pashek at quarterback, Stevens at running back, Hill in the receiving corps. The slant.
That was almost right on the money.
And an interception by Griffin Harper. Pashek intending for David Hill, overthrew it a little bit, and Griffin Harper comes down with it. So a second interception by the Cougar secondary.
How did we miss that?
Well, I had to wait for the referees to see what the call was. Well, all right, our cameraman Rob Mathis saying that is interception number 2 for freshman Trey Hickey. 20 and 22. Hard to see at about, I'd say about 100 yards from where we're standing.
I forgive you.
I appreciate that. Is it
Trey Hickey in his first career game in high school football, not off to a bad start.
So first down Cougars. Going to run it straight ahead. We got the carry there.
Looks like it was a quarterback sneak.
So we'll give it to Hoffbauer. So the Cougars started at their own 1. Hoffbauer pushed it out to the 6. So it's 2nd and 5. That is a good gain on the quarterback sneak. Just over a minute to go, third quarter. Cougars looking to put something together. Hoffbauer still in at quarterback. Zach Brandon is the tailback. Hoffbauer under center, pushes straight forward himself. Once again with the quarterback draw. 1 or 2 on the play. Going to bring up a third down. So-called a gain of 2. Ball is on the 8-yard line.
So another third down opportunity. Cougars 1 of 9 going into this attempt.
Well,
so another thing they really need to work on.
Outmatched in the skill positions, you can say tonight, Jeremy.
Yeah.
But you can also say missed opportunities.
Oh, they've had plenty of opportunities, especially in the first half, to stay in this game. And that looks like to be a false start.
False start on right tackle Trey Bautista.
He knew it immediately, too. Slapped his hand on the ground.
Well, he pretty much dived right in to the defensive end for Nashville Christian. So 2 penalties on the night for MTCS. That will probably be the last action in the third quarter as we're at 3 seconds. And the Cougars huddling in their end zone. So that ends the third quarter. Coach Stewart calling his men back over to the sidelines. So we'll head to the fourth. Your score is 41-0. Nashville Christian over MTCS. You're watching Cougar football on the TSSAA network. So the fourth quarter starts with MTCS in a hole, both on the scoreboard and on the field. 41-0 is your score. Nashville Christian ahead. And it's third down and about 7 as Hoffbauer looks to throw over the middle. Good pass to Oakley Starling, who's going to get out near his first down. It's going to be a first down for the Cougars.
Good pass right over the middle to Starling, and that's what I'm talking about. The receiving core is definitely one of the strong points of this team.
Oakley Starling, a Cougar record holder. Excuse me, as I adjust my microphone. Oakley Starling, a Cougar record holder for yards per catch that he set against Community last year.
Yes.
And Oakley Starling, now that we've talked about him, starts his route a little early. Like that call in Major League, just a bit outside. Oakley Starling started off just a little bit early. So 2 steps forward, 1 step back for the Cougars all night tonight.
Yep.
Clock runs. Under 11 minutes to go in the game. Mercy rule in effect here and has been since the early stages of this second half. Hoffbauer going to keep it himself. Got some good room. Going to cut it up. Brett Hoffbauer breaking to the outside. Will be taken down from behind near his first down. Going to be second down. We'll see how much he picked up. Brent Hoffbauer with a good run. And he picked up 12 yards. Brent Hoffbauer with a 12-yard run. gets a manageable second down opportunity coming up for the MTCS Cougars all the way out to the 22-yard line for Brent Hoffbauer. Hoffbauer with a good throw, being pressured, going to go deep, looking back for Oakley Starlin, who's got it up near the 40-yard line, and a first down for MTCS.
I think he lost the ball, though. Will they say he was down?
No, they're going to pull the sticks forward.
Oh, okay, very
and mark
good.
It again for a first down,
very
MTCS.
Good.
He was down before he lost the ball, all the way out to the 42-yard line for Oakley Starling.
Let's pick up a
20. A 20-yard pass and catch, Hoffbauer to Oakley Starling.
And Oakley looks to be taking over as the number one go-to guy on this team, like a lot of us thought he would be.
The elder statesman.
Yeah, exactly.
3 receivers to the near side now. So quick out to Wynn, who can't bring it in again. Justin Wynn, very eager here, looking to make play before he has the ball in his hands.
And that broke up a string of 4 straight completions by Brent Hoffbauer, where he went 4 for 4 for 43 yards.
Now that'll definitely improve his totals.
Absolutely, yeah.
Now the next thing is to get some points on the board. A touchdown and an extra point will stop the mercy rule here. 8:40 to go in the game. This is either Merritt or Harper in the backfield.
Another false start. Looked like early movement.
Yeah, and that is the call.
Yep.
Back him up 5 yards. Back
well,
to
we were saying there was no penalties hardly on MTCS. Now it's false start after false start.
Yeah, that brings the total up to 4 penalties now for 20 yards. But if you're going to get penalties, the 5-yard variety is definitely what you want to get stuck with. So 2nd and 15 now from their own 37-yard line. This drive started on their own 1. If they can somehow get this into the end zone, Jeremy, it'll be the longest offensive drive in Cougar history. Hoffbauer over the middle. Chaz Chaffin makes his first catch. He gets across midfield, picks up a first down. Hoffbauer on target once again.
Good pass by Hoffbauer.
First down, Cougars.
23-yard gain.
Right at the 45-yard line of Nashville Christian. And the Cougars now building a very nice drive. Austin Melton coming out of the ball game now, having a talk with Coach Stewart.
Excuse me, apologies, 18-yard gain.
2 receivers either side. Nick Merritt, the tailback. Hoffbauer going to fake it to Merritt, keeping himself. Lots of room around the right side. Hoffbauer trying to cut it up, and he will cross the 40 down near the 37-yard line.
Looks like a gain of about 8 yards. Well, they spotted around the 38, so give him about 7-yard gain.
It'll be 2nd down and 3.
By far the best looking drive of the night.
Absolutely.
Absolutely is.
Now these are the MTCS starters in against what you would consider the second string for Nashville Christian, but confidence is confidence. Oakley Starling on the swing pass, taken down immediately.
Couple of yards.
But close to his first down. Going to be just short. Just inside the 36-yard line. It is 3rd down and inches. Very makeable 3rd down conversion coming up for MTCS.
Bet you see a quarterback sneak right here.
On the line, you have Burgess, Hamrick, Mathis, Bautista. Hoffbauer going to air it out and broken up, intended for Jordan Evans.
Brings up a 4th down and inches now. Try to catch him off guard by throwing it deep.
Freshman TJ Neal breaking up the pass. 5:20 and counting in the game. It's now 4th down and inches. Hoffbauer has been under center a couple of times in this game inside his own 5-yard line.
Got to make sure you at least get the first down to at least extend the drive.
Empty backfield for Brent Hoffbauer. They're going to spread him out, and Hoffbauer, expect him to run.
Here comes the blitz. But he gets the first down.
Hoffbauer's going to pick up the first down.
Quite easily.
Spread him out. Hoffbauer starts out in the gun, runs up under center very quickly for a quick snap. And the linebackers can't adjust in time, and Hoffbauer picks up the first down right near the 30-yard line, just inside the 30 at the 29.
So give him a gain of 6 yards on that play.
4:35 remaining in the game. Cougars with their best shot to put some points up on the board. Nick Merritt, the standing tailback. Starling, Evans, and Melton to the far side. Wynn to the near side. Hoffbauer looking to throw. Going to go deep for Wynn, who makes the catch. Makes the catch. Does not get into the end zone. He is just outside the goal line.
28-yard gain to Justin Wynn. 28 yards.
The ball at the 1-yard line. First and goal, MTCS.
What a throw and catch. Hoffbauer's got something there with that deep ball. He's been doing it all night, and he's been close on the times he hasn't completed it.
Justin Wynn.
Pretty impressive.
Justin Wynn and Oakley Starling have been his favorite targets here tonight. And it's got the Cougars in position to end this mercy rule. If they can convert here, get 6 on the board, and then make the extra point. Another spread formation here at the 1-yard line. Hoffbauer and Merritt in the backfield. Hoffbauer takes the snap, rolling to the left. It's going to be Hoffbauer. Touchdown! Touchdown Cougars!
The first touchdown of 2012.
Is scored by the senior quarterback Brent Hoffbauer with his legs. And it's 41-6.
99 yards.
And into the record books goes this young Cougar team in 2012.
In the first game.
The longest drive in Cougar history, 99 yards.
Let's see if this mercy rule comes to an end now.
Well, they've already stopped the clock, Jeremy, so...
well, after a score.
Right. Oakley Starling in the motion. This is Hoffbauer. Going to go for 2, get near the end zone. Did not get it.
That's unfortunate.
Did not get it. It is
really
41-6. The margin remains 35 points. So the 2-point try is unsuccessful. Let the Cougars get into the end zone. So Bonnaby will come out and do the kicking duties. MTCS's second kickoff of the game. Well, third kickoff if you count the free kick after the safety.
Sure. Liked what I saw. I really liked what I saw on that drive. Like I said before the game, like we said in the offseason, like I'm still saying now, this receiving core is something special. They're very young.
And they'll
and
all
as
be
good
back
as they
next
are,
year.
exactly, as good as they are, they're only going to get better and better and better as weeks go by.
Bryce Collier and Ashton Maddox deep back to return this kickoff from Philip Bonnaby.
And the clock starts running now.
Well, got a little air under it that time. He filled it at his own 22. A little seam. He's going to be taken down before he gets to the 30. That's 68. That's 68 for the Cougars. I should know this. That's Sam Mathis. We've been calling his name all game. Just not his normal number. Sam usually wears 75. Tonight in his away jersey, he's wearing 68. Excuse me. So Nashville Christian with the clock running, 2:36 to go in the game, and a lead of 41-6. We'll start what could possibly be called their last drive of the game here.
2.5 to go and counting.
18 for Nashville Christian now in at quarterback. Alec Harris, a freshman. And little to no gain. A fumbled snap, but it's recovered by Nashville Christian, so it'll be a loss of a couple. 2 minutes to go in the ball game.
And I know this is going to go down as an MTCS loss, but you really saw them start gaining some headway on defense and on the offensive side of the ball, especially. Not only throughout the game, some glimpses, but that last drive was very good.
Handoff up the middle, big hole for the running back as he crosses his own 30, crosses the 35, taken down by Chaffin and Austin Melton. It's going to be third down for Nashville Christian. At their own 36-yard line, they'll need about 4 yards to pick up a first. 1:15 to go in the game. The deficit is 35 points. The mercy rule has been in effect since the early stages of the third quarter. Handoff up the middle again. Running back is going to pick up his first down as he's taken down by Chris Collins. And Sam Mathis. Well, Jeremy, next week the Cougars will have one of only 4 home games in 2012 as they come back to the Throne to take on the Eagles of Ezel Harding. So another flock of Eagles will be the Cougars' opponents in week 1.
And hopefully they can get some revenge on those Eagles heading into that home matchup next week.
0-3 out of the last 3 years. MTCS against Ezel. Quarterback breaks free. Is cut down finally as he gets near midfield by Peyton Buckner. Close to another first down, and that should be the last play of the game here in Nashville. 10 seconds to go, and the Eagles looking like they're just going to let the clock expire and celebrate a big victory to start 2012. The Cougars will go home 0-1 on the score sheet, but with a lot of highlights from individual players here tonight. And that is it. That is it from Nashville Christian. Your final score at 41-6, the Eagles over the Cougars. So we'll come back with a short post-game show in just a moment. You're watching Cougar football on the TSSAA network.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for our quick post-game show here to wrap up Week 0. Final score 41-6 here from Eagle Field. The Nashville Christian Eagles get the W. Brent Hoffbauer on the night. Not all bad. He finished the game very strong. 9 out of 20 final numbers for 113 yards, an interception and a fumble, but he did have 15 carries for 15 yards. Now, granted, sack yardage, factoring into that yardage total. So he did better as the game went along, and the lone rushing touchdown there at the end of the fourth quarter. Zach Brandon, a tough night, 8 carries for only 1 yard. Just never could get anything going. The offensive line, like we said, has to get some work in.
Yes, absolutely.
The 2 leading receivers, big time. Oakley Starling, 4 catches for 43 yards and looked good doing it. Justin Wynn, 3 catches for 45 yards. I mean, like I said, the 2 best receivers on the team, and they showed it tonight. And there was even some more plays that could have been made that were out there that weren't made. So, I mean, going forward, another thing the Cougars need to work on, 1 of 11 on third downs. That's another key factor that needs to be addressed. But on the positive note, they were 3 of 4 on fourth down. So, I mean, you look at one negative, you look at a positive. So, all in all, it was you saw some learning curves in this game. I thought MTCS really made some headway as the game went along. I thought they caught some rhythm. I thought the quarterback really gained some confidence in not having a whole lot of experience. So, we'll see what happens against Ezel as they come back to Thornberry Stadium for week number 1 action.
So that is going to do it for us here at Eagle Field on the campus of Nashville Christian School, Nashville, Tennessee. I hope you enjoyed watching on the TSSAA network. Join us again next week. It'll be a 7 p.m. kickoff from the Thornberry Stadium in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, as MTCS opens 2012 at home against the Eagles of Ezel Harding. Tonight's broadcast was produced by Carl Mathis. Our cameraman was Rob Mathis. For Jeremy Smith, I am Jay Bruner, wishing you a good night, and we'll see you next week in Murfreesboro.